Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 14th of September. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. This week we have ResMed, Wesfarmers, Rio Tinto, New Hope and Duratec. So if you have a request, please send it through. Make sure you've signed up to the free newsletter, but my best stock tips come out every Tuesday in the Dynamic Investor Report. So make sure you are subscribing to that report. But if you do enjoy these videos, we'd love you to share them on social media or even leave us a review. Our main business is in portfolio management, so if you'd like to have a trading account with me, please let me know. And all the advice here is general only. So I've got the weekly chart here of ResMed. As we could see, this recent pullback has seen it head back to where it was trading during COVID. If you're into Elliott Wave, you'll also notice that if we've got an ABC correction, sort of wave A and C are now equal, heavily oversold on the weekly. And if I switch to the daily, we could see that it's still quite heavily oversold here. So you'd be looking for, look, it's not reversing yet, but you'd be looking for some sort of reversal, I think, at around these levels. So if you see the RSI head back over that 30 line, and obviously if you get a big day on volume, then that would be the reversal sign, and you'd expect it to basically head back up to these sorts of levels. So if you're looking at a retest of that, the underneath of that trend line just above 30. Okay, Wesfarmers, so just switch to the daily. I mean, we had a look at this one recently in the Dynamic Investor. We're looking at the this sort of test of this $50 region and the breakout being the buy. So we could see it's gone up to a new high. So good volume on this rally. And now what it's doing is it seems to be forming got this little bull flag here, on lower volumes, sitting on top of that old high and bouncing off it nicely. So it does look like for the moment this one can edge a bit higher. Okay, Rio. Switch to a weekly chart. So it looks like what we've got here is basically another large bull flag. So you've got this big rally here, and even though it's been struggling all year, I mean, basically in perspective, it looks just like a bull flag. So you've got that sort of formation there. So look, another way to look at it is potential sort of cup and handle. So you've got the easing back here, rally, and then you've got that sort of cup and the handle formation. So a couple of buy points I'd say would be breakout of the flag, and then a break through the recent highs would be the next buy point. New Hope, so again, this is a weekly chart, and when we look at this chart, it looks like, once again, we've got a consolidation here after the recent peak, and now it's breaking higher. So consolidation appears to be over, breaking higher. So on this weekly, it does look like it's a buy, and you'd have your initial stop just under the breakout. Okay, and Duratec, so we'll just go to a daily chart here. Great trend over the past year. It'd be nice if all stocks trended like this, so it's done really well. Just most recently we've got a bit of a sell-off here that's quite sharp, so instead of getting sort of a pullback that's a bit more sort of flat, this one's sort of come back pretty sharply on volume. So a bit of a warning sign. I mean, we do have a bit of buying of the dip here, so there does seem to be support around this level, around $1.20. So I think if I was holding it, I'd now give it a chance if I was still in it to bounce off here. But I think if it breaks down and starts closing under 120, that would be the signal to get out. Okay, well, that's all for this week. If you have a request, send it through and I'll try to cover it next week.